Hello and welcome back to this video. In our previous video, we learned how to automate our script using the Sched library. Okay, so the next one we are going to be looking at is the schedule library. So I am going to import the schedule module. So I'm going to just write the import statement, import schedule. And now the name is conflicting with our variable. So I'm going to change our variable a bit and I'm going to change it to that so that it won't conflict with our variable. Okay, so and I am even going to comment this entire function out and the print function and this so that we can create another one for the schedule library. So I'm going to comment all of this out. Thank you. So the next thing we are going to be looking at is the schedule library. And like I said in the introductory video, this schedule library is meant for the Windows operating system. So if you're working with Linux or Mac, this might not exactly work for you. So but there's another method of automating your script with an external library, and that method is using the cron jobs. So this works for the Linux and the Mac operating system, but doesn't work for the Windows. So I'm on a Windows device, so we are going to be working with the schedule library. All right. So this library is also called the task scheduler. So you can decide to check it out on the documentation page. So you can just Google the documentation page. So basically all the libraries and all the modules and all the frameworks we have worked with, you can look them up on the documentation page, and that will give you more insights on what you can use the library or the module to do, right? So it will also help you show you all the other functions that you can use in the framework. All right. So even the pandas in the matplotlib, you can check them out on their documentation page, and it will really and it will give you more insight on how better to use those libraries and framework. So without further waste of your time, I am going to create the function that I want to automate. So I'm going to call it, so I'm going to define it and I'm going to call it function. Okay. And there is a class named function. So I'm going to call it func. All right. And I'm going to open and close my parentheses, and and I'm going to print so I'm going to print I am using schedule library, the schedule library. Okay, so oh, pardon me. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is that we are going to be using the schedule library. So and we're just going to be using it directly. So and how do we do that is to just call schedule, and we call the method that we want to use inside the schedule. So we are going to use every. And this every basically is the keyword or the method that allows you to set the time and the minute or the second or the hour every day, every 2 days, every 3 days, every 4 days, every minute, every 5 minutes, every 100 minutes, So you want your mail to send out 10 o'clock every morning. This is for you, right? So, and I'm going to write the every keyword, and I'm going to open and close this parenthesis because this is obviously a method. So if I want it to be every second, so I can write every dot seconds, right? And then I'm going to call the do method again, and then I'll pass in the job, that is the function that I want to be executed. Okay, that is just basic syntax. So, and I am just going to run this. So I'm going to clear my terminal. And another thing that I want to write here is that I'm going to write a while loop. So, and this is like an infinite loop. Okay, so, and you're going to say while through, and you're going to say, well, that schedule should run and it should be in pending mode, right? So, run pending, that it will run, and then it should keep listening for change for the time next time. And you're going to open and close this, and you might just decide to give it a second or two to delay the running. So you might just give it a little delay, right? So I'm going to say time dot sleep, and you can pass in 1 second. So and here I'm going to change this from every seconds to be every every 3 seconds. So 1 second rest, 3 seconds to run. So now that's it. That's how to schedule your tasks. We schedule at least a basic way. So we run and we are expecting that every 3 seconds, and that's it. So, and this is obviously an infinite loop. So if you want to come out of this, you're going to press your Control C and we are out of the loop. So I am going to clear my terminal and I'm going to show you other ways that you can structure your time. So here we have it every 3 seconds. We could also, so I'm going to comment this one out, and you could also use days and hours and minutes and all that. So I could copy and paste this and make changes to it. And instead of every seconds, I can do every hour. Okay, so you have hour if you want. If you want day, you can say every day. So you have day, or if you want it to be in days, you can say days and say maybe 5 days. Okay, and you can, if you want it to be in minutes, you can say in minutes. Okay, or you can say every minute and remove the amount of minutes. Then if you want it to be in minutes, you say minutes maybe every 5 minutes. Okay, if you want it to be a particular weekday, you can say every Monday, and that is it. And that is it. And if you want a particular time, you can say every Monday dot at, right, then you pass in a particular time as a string, maybe at 2:30, at 2:30 p.m., that is at 14:30, and this is going to just execute for you. So you just know what you want, and then you can manipulate your data in whatever way you want. So that is how you can automate your tasks with schedule. All right, so that is it for the schedule library. And the basic thing is to have the knowledge of what you can do with it and how to apply it. So you write your function, even if it's a function you imported as a module, you call the function inside this do method, and then you use pass in the time that you want. If you want a particular time, you can pass it in, and that is how to use the schedule library. And then you write this while loop, and that is it. So thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one.